Hey guys, and welcome to my university evening routine. This is my winter edition, and if you haven't already checked out the morning routine that pairs with this one, then I highly recommend that. Anyway, my evenings are quite variable, and I'm just going to start at around 4:30 because this year, in my final year of my degree in biological natural sciences, I actually have lectures in the evenings, so at 5 p.m. Therefore, I was like, I think 4:30 is quite a good time to start this routine video. I will just put everything away that I've been working on previously in the afternoon, and I'll get the stuff that I need to take with me to my lectures. In the UK around this time of year it gets dark super quickly, so I'll just close all my curtains before I leave, grab my rucksack and put everything in it that I need. If I'm going to a lecture, all I tend to take with me is my file with some plain paper in and my pencil case. And I'll have my glasses and water and other bits and bobs in my bag. Before I leave, I'll just check my diary to make sure that I've got the right time and I'm on schedule, and then I might just check my to-do list to see if I can tick anything else off. I'll grab my phone before I rush out the door. In the winter, because I cycle to most places, I tend to wrap up warm, so I will shove on my scarf and I will put on my jacket, which actually doesn't have a hood, which is not great when it's raining. So today it was actually raining, unfortunately, so that meant I was gonna get pretty wet. I will also wear gloves, but these looked incredibly dirty. I'm really sorry, they look awful. They're supposed to be white, but they look grey. And these boots as well look very worn as well, but I just live in those in my room. I obviously won't go to lectures in those, so I'll just shove on my Vans. I'm one to never really undo shoelaces. I don't know if you're the same. And then the note on my door which says key is actually the best reminder ever, because I lock myself out all the time, as many of you guys will know, and that is just me complaining about the weather because it's raining. Anyway, once I've got to the department and I'm probably a drowned rat, I will just walk to the lecture room. As we walk in, there are usually some notes to pick up from the front, so I will grab those and just find somewhere to sit in the lecture hall. Usually I will sit quite near the front just because I do wear glasses, so it does help in terms of being able to see what's on the slides. And I also think you can hear a lot better at the front if the lecturer is quite quiet, so I don't think it's a bad thing if you choose to sit at the front, but obviously find a seat that works best for you. I'll get out all my stuff that I need, so my pencil case, I'll have some water before I start and put on my glasses. I don't think many people realise that I wear glasses because I don't wear them that often. I usually wear them in lectures, but sometimes I might not even feel that I need them because my eyesight is okay. It's not the best, but I have had to get glasses. In my first year actually at university, I had an eye test and realised that I am slightly short-sighted in one eye especially. Regarding the actual lecture, if any of you guys are interested, so this was for immunology. It's one of my modules for this year, one of my major modules within pathology. We were being given a lot of information about cytokines and inflammation during inflammatory responses, the different types of immune responses, so it was really interesting. When I got back and was again very wet at around 6:15 usually, because our lectures are 50 minutes roughly, I will firstly do some filing and sort out all my work. So I really like to stay on top of this. I like to stay organised and know where all my work is, so I will spend some time just putting things away, hole punching everything and making sure it's in the right folders. At this point in the day, my head will usually be hurting as well because I've had my hair in a ponytail for quite a long time. So I'll usually just take it out and put it in a very classic Holly top knot, a messy bun, so that I can just get on with a bit more work. But at this point I will usually have a snack as well. Today I had a Trek bar, and this is me showing you the packaging upside down and then realising that the packaging is upside down. Anyway, moving on, so whilst I'm having a snack and then after I've had a snack, I will tend to work on the lecture notes from the lecture that we've just had. So this isn't always possible and I don't always do this, but today I had some time after my lecture which was a perfect amount of time for me to go back through the slides and fill in any gaps and fill in anything that I'd missed. So I'll just go through and add in the diagrams that were too complicated to copy down, or some additional text that was written on the slide. And if I manage to do this, I find it so useful because I can just consolidate what I've previously learnt about and then finish off the notes so that I don't have to go back to them at another point. But as I said, I don't always have the time to do this because often I'm really busy doing something else, but today I had time to do it, which was great. I'll do this usually for about 45 minutes to an hour if I have time, and then I will usually then get ready to go to dance because I tend to have dance in the evenings. It's never usually in the afternoon or in the mornings. So I'll just get changed, I'll put on my leotard and tights and shove on my trackies, which are very classic when I'm going to dance. It's just so easy to put on. And then these lovely socks, which look super sexy, may I just say. And you can just enjoy me struggling to put on my socks and pull them up really high so that I don't have any bare ankle showing to avoid getting really cold. My evenings, as you can see, they're full of quick changes, especially when I have dance, because I take my hair out and then the next minute I'm redoing it, so I'm putting it back in a ponytail and plaiting it for dance. Sometimes I will just turn up in a messy bun, but today we made an effort to make our hair look okay. Semi-okay before we actually start dancing and get really sweaty. I will find my really old and pretty worn trainers that are quite dirty, and then I'll pack my bag, so I'll just shove in all the shoes that I need. We also just need a few moments to appreciate how great this helmet is. It is a kind of new helmet and I just find it hilarious every time I put it on. So I'm just going to show you some clips of the solo that I did, and this was during our rehearsal for the winter ball. However, the dance that I have in the evenings will either be a group rehearsal for a competition team dance, and that can be ballet, tap, jazz or contemporary. So it's quite variable, and I just had a clip of bits of my solo which I thought I would show you. This was the solo that I actually did at a May ball last year. However, I had to re-choreograph quite a few bits because I couldn't remember what I did and I wasn't really happy with it. So yeah, this is just me doing my solo in the rehearsal in the space that we were actually going to do the ball. Dance is usually quite late, as you can see from the time, so I get back quite late at around 9 or 9:30, so it means I do need to then get on really quickly. So I'll put my bike away, find a space hopefully, which can be quite difficult sometimes if the bike shed is really busy. I'll go back to my room, and by this point, thank goodness, it's not raining and I'm super sweaty. Once I have put everything away, I will then roll out my muscles and stretch out if I need to. Sometimes dance starts a lot earlier and I will have a few more hours of dance in the evening. However, today it wasn't that long, so it's just quite difficult to show you a very typical evening routine because I don't really have something that's very standard. It changes on a day-to-day basis. However, today I got back quite late, but I still wanted to stretch out, so I'll use my small spiky ball which you just saw, and that's really great at getting deep into the tissue muscle. And then I'll also use my huge muscle roller to roll out my quads, my calves and my back, anything essentially that I feel is quite tight and needs rolling out. I do recommend using muscle rollers if you are someone who's really active or do a lot of sport or dance. This also helps me to cool down, so I'll quickly just take my hair out again before I go on to make my food. So yes, that's me waving to you guys through the kitchen door. I will bring all the stuff in that I need and I'll get on quite quickly, especially as it's quite late. So if I haven't made food or prepped anything, then I'll have to make something from scratch, and I'll usually do something that's fairly quick. Because this is a communal kitchen, I always wipe the tops before I start making food. Today I made chips. It's something that you will have probably seen me make before, but if not, you can get it really easily. It's very simple and it's one of my favourite meals. It's also quite difficult for me to cut the chips, as you can see from my face, struggling. But yes, I was just cutting up a sweet potato and a white potato. I put them on a microwavable plate and then you spread them out. You can add some herbs and spices, but today as it was late I skipped that step. You put them in the microwave for about 10 minutes on a high power and then you just do them again for another 5 minutes usually. On the side I always have veg, and I like to have quite a big load of veg with a lot of greens, so carrot, parsnip, courgette, some green beans, and I also had some kale, so I will shove it all into a pan. Whilst everything is making, so the veg is just coming to the boil and the chips are still in the microwave, I will do the washing up that I've left from throughout the day. And as you can see in front of me, I've got my old phone propped up just in case it gets wet or anything in the kitchen, and I'm FaceTiming home. And Barley and Java often feature on FaceTime. Wait, Mum, can you put it on Java's face? I can't see her face. Oh, there she is. Oh, look at her cute little face. Oh, she doesn't like her tail's wagging though. She does like it secretly.
Come on. Right, here, darling. Come on.
Oh, she doesn't want to come.
Come on. Oh, it comes to me.
Oh.
Look. Sit. Sit, Barley. Java, good girl. Barley, sit. Barley, sit. Barley, sit. Give me paw.
Oh, look. Do it again. Put the camera down. Put the camera down a bit lower.
Oh, good girl. Give me paw. Good girl.
My veg is boiling, Mum. My veg is boiling. On the side, I was also doing a beetroot burger, which you can get from Aldi. They're vegan and they're so good. I love these things. I keep it frozen in the freezer, and that means that I don't have to use them straight away, and then you can just microwave it. I don't even defrost it. It's honestly great. I do it for about 2 minutes. So burger and chips was my meal for today, and I also added loads of other things on the side. So I got out some turmeric, tahini, pickled gherkins and pickles, which I honestly love. I'm such a pickle fan. And I should have said Barley and Java are our 2 Labrador puppies at home. I love speaking to Mum and anyone else at home, and I will also see Milka and Berlioz, our cats. But this that you are seeing right now was my plate full of food, and yeah, at around 10 o'clock, I know it's late, I will be eating. But this is the reality if I do have dance, because rehearsals are just quite late. When I'm eating, I might read something, but I do like to be quite quick, or I might watch something. It just depends on what I feel like and how busy I am. This is also the texture of the burger. It's so great. I highly recommend them. They're from Aldi. And then this is just a random clip, I don't know why, of me being really stupid, taking pictures and sending them to Mum. We were just having a war as to who could send the strangest face. Anyway, in the shower, I use this facial spin brush, Original Source shower gel, Faith in Nature shampoo and conditioner at the moment, and this wide toothed hair comb, because I do have a new hair care routine. I'm actually trying to really look after my hair. So if you would like a full hair care routine, then please like this video, because as you can see, I'm not actually using a towel to dry my hair. I will also put on some moisturizer. I don't do this every day, but if my skin feels dry in the cold months, then I will put some moisturizer on. I'll have a mugshot of peas, which is weird if you haven't watched my videos before, but I do it quite often, and many of you guys will know that. I will make a to-do list for the next day and then have some soy milk or any other plant-based milk before I do my teeth and go to bed. At this point, because I've had dance rehearsals really late and I've had to make food, it will usually be around 11 o'clock. So if I go to bed at 11, I like to get 8 hours sleep, so I will set my alarms for 7 o'clock the next day. I try and aim for 8 hours sleep, and the time that I get up in the morning will be determined by the time that I go to bed the previous night. I hope you've enjoyed this video, guys. Please like it if you did, comment down below and subscribe if you are new. Bye guys!